Hi everyone, I am Lulu from Lulu's Avalon Rose Cottage. We have a nice broom making bar, if you will, at the store. These will be available on TikTok and on Etsy shortly. If you are looking at this video, you may be looking because you purchased one in the store and would like to know how to make a simple. It is by hand. You don't need special tools. There are all different ways to make regular brooms, hand brooms. We're just going to do a simple twine handle. The kits that we're doing right now, especially for this video, comes with 6 yards of twine and 3 charms. If you're in the store, we have an actual kind of like broom kit bar, and it'll come with different colored twines you can choose from, different colored broom corns you can choose from, and also different colored charms. For this kit, I chose these. So this is just a fun little witch web, cauldron, the triple moon, and a pentacle. So we're going to start by unwrapping our twine. I find it easier to have it fully unwrapped and loose to wrap because this is, again, you're not using tools, you're using your hand. So I'm going to wrap it, and then I will show you how I start a hand broom. Okay, I have all my twine unraveled, and as long as it's pretty good and unraveled, you shouldn't have a bunch of knotting. So I start with a slip knot. So I guess the best way is I take my finger, I take the loose end here, probably about that much, maybe about 6 inches is safe. I go around the back, come around the front, and I go around the back one more time and feed it through the loop it created, and then just pull. Okay. And then we take it. You want to make sure the bottom of the broom corn is as even as possible. You are going to find that some pieces may fall out. It's not that you miss them. Some of the pieces inside may be shorter and you just can't see it. And then I put it to the length that I want. You may want some snips to snip the end. If you want a nice, larger hand broom, you can. I like to go shorter. I use these for spiritual purposes. I am an avid baker, and these are great for cleaning flour off the counter. It's much less messy if you use this versus a wet cloth or anything else. So I'm going to start about, maybe it's about 10 inches from the bottom. And I'm going to hold my little tail down and pull tight and wrap. And I'm going to kind of go over the top, a few times. And then I'm going to come back down. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to come back down over that tail so that it doesn't slide anymore. Okay. And I pull tight as much as possible. Here, hold on one sec. Okay, so sometimes it's helpful because we're basing this video off of the kit. You're getting kind of a loose. If you put your foot on the twine coming and hold it down, it helps you pull a lot tighter. And then as you come down, you release it so that it can, you can pull some more up before you step on it, but that helps. So now I'm going to pull up, step on it again, and allow it to pull nice and tightly. And there. Okay. Okay, so the way I do it is that little tail. I'm going to put my first charm. I'm not sure if I'm going to add the other charms on this particular broom, but I'll show you how I do it. So I have that little tail. I'm going to slide the pentacle charm on it. Okay. And I'm actually, let me show you, I'm going to leave a little bit of space so that I can go right over it. and kind of tighten it in there, and then I'll show you what I do with it afterwards. So this is what it'll look like when I start wrapping. Okay. And like I said, I'm going to step on the loose stuff because it's not, you know, you can build something to hold the actual whole twine rolls, but this is how the kit comes. So I am going to go over nice and tight. Hold on. Some technical difficulties, my apologies. And once again, that this is just a tutorial based on like a handmade item. There are other ways people will do these. I like to do everything handmade without tools. There's something very primitive about it. I like that I don't need a special tool to make the things that I like the most. You know, there are certain things that you have to, but with something like a hand broom, you don't have to. So let me show you. Okay. So, and there, that just went in. This leaves a little tail that I will trim later so you can't see it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up and go right under it. And once again, kind of step on that loose twine. And I'm going to keep going down as tight as possible. And I'll get back to you after I finish wrapping roughly about the 6 yards that comes in the kit. So I went down pretty far under, and I think I'm actually going to add one of my other charms. So I'll show you how I kind of just incorporate it into me rolling this in. So we'll add this one because I think that's fun. So hold on one sec. Okay, so here's the end of the twine. If you notice it's a little frayed, you can trim it. So we got, so we're going to put it through. This is the end of the 6 yards of twine. And we are going to slide it up into position. And just keep your thumb on where you end. So I'm going to slide it up, so hang on. So just like this, I slid it in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the wrap, and I'm going to actually lift that and go right underneath it nice and tight. So put your foot down on the extra twine and really allow yourself to pull it tight. You'll feel like this is very sturdy. It's very nice and tight. So let me do a couple wrappings and then I will be right back and you keep going. Okay, so nice and tight. And as I said, this is by hand. If it's not super tight, it happens. You can undo it. You can go with it. We're also in the modern day and age. A little bit of super glue, you know, would keep these in place. I don't use it. I've kind of done it enough that I figured out how to go nice and tight, but that's okay. This is something that you made all by yourself, all by hand, and I have this much left. So I think I'm actually going to show you how I'm going to close it off. You can go down lower. You could have started up higher. And then I'll also show you the shears and trimming. But yeah, give me one sec and then I'm gonna show you how I close this off. Okay, so I take the end. I still have so much of those 6 yards. We like to make sure our kits come with plenty of twine. So I'm gonna take, I'm not the best with eyeing measurements, maybe about 6 inches, and cut it. Then I'm going to take the 2 ends and tie them together to create this little loop. Okay, see, it's just like a little knot. And let me show you how I finish mine off. Okay, so we made the loop and I'm going to show you. It's nice for pulling it through. So I like, because this is my front, I want my little ending knot, if you will, on the back. And what I do is I take this and put the loop down. Okay, hold on, I want to show you. So right like that. And I'm going to go over about 4 or 5 times, give or take. You do what's best. And I am going to go over it. So about 4 or 5 times. Nice and tight. Okay. And then because I know I'm done, I'm going to snip the end, maybe just like 3-4 inches. And I'm going to come around one more time and go through the loop, okay, and pull it down like this, okay, hold this end, and you're going to take that knot and just pull right up, and there you go. If you're concerned about it coming out, you can, most of the time I trim it. A little piece of broom corn came through. I just trim it right at the base. If you are concerned, a little dab of glue will hold it there. It will not move. And then I just adjust my bristles. You don't have to be super shy about your broom corn. It's pretty sturdy, you know, as long as you're not trying to split it in half. And then you can take shears, the shears. And then if you find any unevens, you can give them a trim, however you'd like. Just like that. You know, you got some little wonky ones. Sometimes they go in different directions. So you still got a couple here. I like to keep mine pretty natural. Nice and cute. A really nice hand broom. And I'm going to trim my ends. I like to leave some of this poking up. So I'm going to, it's just my preference. You can do what you want. It's not as easy as it looks, just so you know. And okay, just trim those little imperfections off. See, sometimes you get that. And okay, and then what I do is give it a little tap. I hold the bristles up here and just give it a nice flat tap. And very nice. Oh, that one got, there you go. And this is a little hand broom kit that we offer at the store, and soon we should have it online with some options of different charms and whatnot. So thanks for joining me.